All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you guys already know what time it is. And right here, right now, this is an end of an era broadcast. This is no BS. This is a full circle interview. The very first person we interviewed on this radio station was Smurf G the Boss way back in 2018. And then now, the very last interview on this radio station on the last day of Outlaw Radio FM. We're interviewing the same man. We're going to catch up with him, talk about some of the same stuff, but also some of the new stuff. And here it is, Smurf G the Boss right here live on YouTube and, of course, the radio station dial, man. How are you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm still excited about last night. Like, for real. I'm still
Yeah,
like,
man.
did that really happen?
Hey, man, honestly, I love being able to have an award show and be able to just, give back to artists like yourself, man. Deserving artists like yourself, man. Because at the end of the day, man, a lot of individuals, they think about the huge, famous, millions of dollars artists, but they don't think about the artists that really have actual talent like yourself.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like, I got to see everybody else's talent last night, and I had fun just being a part of it. Like, it means a lot to me. Like, I'm still starstruck, basically.
And I gotta say, I think that's the one thing I'm probably gonna miss most just about doing Outlaw Radio is being able to interview and just give to artists like yourself, man. Because I love doing the award show. It's fun for me, man. I just get to sit back with a drink, chop it up with amazing people like you, and also get to watch some performances, man. It's definitely pretty cool.
Yeah, the performances came out great, man. Like the way it was set up, the way you had it wired in, and that was perfect, bro. Like being an audio engineer and seeing behind the scenes on how a broadcast is actually ran, it's bro, you did a great job.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. At the end of the day, man, it's all about sound check, in my honest opinion, man. A lot of people they don't like the sound check, but and even if it's whether it's a real performance in person or virtual, you still got to make sure you work the kinks out, man. Because it's like you're not going to go on a regular stage and just plug your microphone in and go. I mean, like if you can, if you want to, but you know what I mean. That's not very professional, in my honest opinion.
Right, you are right. Like we've been doing this for years. Like this is just great. I'm proud of you, Brandon. For real.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, bro. But tonight, it's not about me, man. It is about you, man. And I gotta say, just being able to have a friendship with you for like these past 4 years and watch you grow as an artist, man. I know all these questions. Honestly, I already know the answer to, but the audience, they don't, man. So I got to take you back to the beginning, man, of your iconic career, dude, because you've done so much legendary stuff that, like, I mean, I can't even name it all. But what got you in music originally, bro? I knew you know this question was coming, man, so I know you're already prepared for it.
Like it was basically around '96, around the fifth grade, like when Changes came out with Tupac, and then my mom handed me All Eyes on Me, and then it just whirlwinded from there and spiraled. And then I went to juvie, and then I went to jail and in and out of juvie, and then my relationship with my father and my mother and everything else. It just rapping is how I cope.
And I gotta say, man, everyone has a certain coping mechanism to help them get through, man. And I gotta say, you definitely chose that right coping mechanism for you, man, because it definitely resonates with you perfectly.
Well, at a young age, I learned that my anger and my temper got me in trouble a lot. Like so, like by the time I became a teenager and about to go into high school, I had to figure out how to contain my temper and figure out how to relinquish my temper without going to see a therapist telling me how to live my life.
And also, man, as we already know, you are currently the CEO and flagship artist for 74 Productions, man. I got to ask a little bit more about this phenomenal company, man, because you do so much for this company, man. Like, how did you originally become the CEO of this company? Because I do know there's a backstory behind this iconic company.
It was Bones G to Don's, like uh, Marcus Lee Holt. He was my best friend back in when I first started this journey, and we had conversations about what happened. And he was always predicting if he was gonna die. I don't know why. It was just I was 18. He was 18. We were both rapping, and he always had this prediction like Tupac. So basically, keeping my word to him is me carrying on 74 Productions. Like I went to his mom and I went to his family. I drew up the seal. I drew up the logo. I was living with his dad when I drew up the logo and I was like, hey, I did this for Marcus. Can I run with it? Like, I'll stop running Ghetto Smurf Records and I'll start running 7-4 Productions in honor of him.
And I gotta
'Cause he,
say, man, it just shows how much of a good friend you are that you did stuff like that, bro.
so yeah, I was just thinking like that's why I was starstruck last night, honestly, when I accepted the award because I was thinking about all them people back in Clarion that I started my journey with back in Eagle Grove, Iowa, and Fort Dodge area, Mason City area. Like I was thinking about all the people I started my journey with back in high school, and I was just like, whoa, like it's crazy. Like I got off the phone, I spoke to my cousin that was at my first performance. He did a metal scene, and I did a rap scene, and it was like early 2002. Like it just how far we've come is crazy. It's like a
And
dream true.
and I gotta say, man, your friend would definitely be proud of what you did with this company, man, because you've done so much amazing stuff. I really released so many amazing albums. We're just did so much, man. I know darn well your friend is looking down on you, being like, man, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, like I learned how to do this by myself, and then smartrapper.com and DJ Foreign ended up getting me on uh, Music Row, and then I met Antonio Ali, and he ended up talking to the board of directors, and they ended up recruiting me, and the numbers were perfect, and I graduated from Music Row.
And I gotta say, man, that is absolutely phenomenal, man. Just being able to graduate from a school like that, especially in Nashville, man. You're currently living in the music capital of not only America but the world, in my honest opinion, man. Nashville, for any genre of music, is currently where it's at.
Right, right, and like it's crazy just seeing all the heroes and people I've linked up with and spoke to, like I got legends on speed dial and just calling just like, hey, I'm going through this right now. What should I do better? And they always point me in the right direction. Like even my instructors are all legends themselves. Like all my instructors are on tour every week. Like even my mentor, Antonio Ali, even my friends surrounded me are all doing something musically, one foot after another. And I love when they come to me and say, hey, Smurf, what do I need to do to push better? And then because I already learned everything, that this is how we move in the right direction. And honestly, if it wasn't for Antonio Ali and DJ Foreign and Malfunction, Smalls Pimpin' here in the Nashville area, I'd still be struggling.
And also, man, on September 24th of 2018, you actually released the phenomenal 13-track album titled 100 and True. I was wondering if you can actually just tell our viewers a bit more about this phenomenal project. And of course, man, is this still available to be streamed or purchased? And I saw that, man. You know I went in the vault for that one, bro. I
That was
saw that
my
smile.
first digital platform album. Like if you really want the albums before 100 and True, you gotta go on Reverb Nation and SoundCloud and like seriously ask for a copy of one of these damn things. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like 100 and True, it was a story of me being a husband and a father, and how because my ex-wife just divorced me. So that's why I did that album, and I was in a relationship and I was trying to portray what I could do because living the lifestyle I was living back in the day, it wasn't pretty. Like you put Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy, that was a lifestyle. That ain't glamorous. That ain't cool. Like as a TV show, yeah, but when you're living that in real life, severe PTSD issues come into play. And that's how I was able to cope with it because I just moved down here from Kansas. And then it was like a year, my ex wife divorced me and I missed my kids and I was in a relationship and she had kids. So I portrayed what I could do as an individual to better myself from the dark past to a better future.
And I got to say, man, that album is absolutely phenomenal. Because I know you just showed actually the masters, but those CDs were definitely the masters of that project. I definitely know a master when I see one. If anybody does want some actual physical CD copies, man, would you actually be willing to actually print some off and, of course, sell a
Oh yeah,
few to the fans?
yeah. Like as far as like actually printing them out, like I just did the CDRs and gave them away as burnt CDs. But like if people actually want to purchase some, I will actually invest in the money to actually get them physically printed.
And I got to say, man, the one song off that project I really enjoyed was actually "We Can Solve Them." Man, I do know this; all the songs are phenomenal, but if you got to choose one, bro, "We Can Solve Them" is the one DJ Immortal has to choose.
Wow, bro. I every time that song comes on, I'm just like, no, no, next, next. I get embarrassed listening to that because I'm like, it's just I was in love, bro. I wrote that. I wrote all them songs from puppy love and being in love and like this is how I really feel. And ever since then, I've shut those feelings off. So to hear that album, it's like seeing a stranger. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that was me years ago, and I've been hurt a lot since then.
Hey, man, I'm going to say is, at the end of the day, this is a radio interview and not a Dr. Phil interview. But
Right,
all the
right,
DJ Immortal is going to say, bro, is at the end of the day, never be ashamed or of your past, man, because everything you did then led up to where you are sitting right now, man. So that's all I got to say, bro.
right.
Embrace the past, even if it was a pretty shitty past. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
to embrace it, brother.
exactly. We all come from a dark past.
And also, man, the following year, man, you dropped another phenomenal project, and I just gotta bring them both up. And I know you're already sitting there; you already know this is your catalog. But October 10th of 2019, you actually released the 12-track album "Get Up and Move Around." Man, I gotta know, man, because honestly, this album is the one that really like just shot your career right up, bro. Like, can
Yeah.
you tell us a bit more about this iconic record?
Shout out to DJ Foreign, Bug, Malfunction 365, and thank you to Mr. Antonio Ali. Smalls Pimpin'. Like I'm at Malfunction and I was doing the whole entire Get It Move Around thing from Michigan, where I was with Street Frame Elite. That's what they told me: get it, move around, be productive, start writing songs and getting to work. So I ran with it because with my disability, I ran with it. And so Get It Move Around was able to project what Get It Move Around is about as far as me being an artist and living my dream on Music Row. And I have features with all the features got DJ Foreign on it on production and on the chorus. I have another feature with Malfunction 365 and Bug, and I love that album. It's at 200,000 streams right now.
I gotta say, man, I definitely love that album as well, man. The one I really enjoy, "Mary," man. And again, thank you for actually allowing me to create to create the single cover for that. I still like we were talking about on New Year's Eve when we video chatted privately, man. I honestly wish I would have did that cover a lot better justice, man. I feel like my skills were just not on key at that current time of my career, man.
Oh, bro, it's okay. We all got to start somewhere. Like I look back on that and like I, I'm so happy. Like blast from the past right here.
Man, that is retro. Back before I even had the blue in the logo, before we were even a radio station, back when we were
Yeah,
I was just a podcast, man.
yeah. Like we all started somewhere, bro. And I'm happy with that album. My next album is Hopeless. I'm ready to go.
And also, as well, as you mentioned multiple times throughout this broadcast so far, that you did a lot of work with DJ Foreign. I got to ask, man, how did yourself and that phenomenal DJ get connected? And of course, do you guys actually have any current projects currently in the works today in 2023?
I just opened up. We got a track called Bipolar coming. It's completely different. Like I've never recorded that way before. So and I had fun. I let somebody listen to it and like I don't really get it. I don't. Well, he's an artist trying to figure himself out. So I love it. DJ Foreign. I have a track with him coming. I just got to mix and master it. I met DJ Foreign through Malfunction 365. I was doing a studio session with Malfunction 365, and here comes DJ Foreign walking in the door, and ever since then we've been linked up and running.
And I got to say, you guys are honestly the dynamic duo when it comes to just Southern hip hop, man. I really am looking forward to just hearing everything you guys actually got going on together in the future, man. Because honestly, at the end of the day, man, this individual needs to be your official DJ. That's all I'm going to say. You know, if
Oh
I'm
yeah, oh
if I'm
yeah.
kind of if I'm kind of doing the nudge here, I'm nudging.
If I blow up and I need to go on tour, I'm gonna snatch up DJ Foreign. So like he's great. I've seen him live. I've seen him do his thing, and he's a phenomenal DJ. He's great, and a producer at that.
And also, man, right now, currently, as we spoke about, you know, throughout the beginning of the interview, right now you are currently in music school out there in Nashville, Tennessee, at the SEA Institute, man. I was wondering if you can actually just tell our listeners a bit more about that. And of course, man, what is it like actually being in music school? Because I do know a lot of individuals, they might have seen the commercials on TV, but they don't really know what really goes into just being a part of SEA.
SAE Institute is in the heart of Music Row. It's right across the street from BMI. It's right across the street from BMG, and it's right there by all the old school record labels right down the street. It used to be the Sony record label building, and SAE has been doing it for a long time. When you go to SAE, you have three state-of-the-art studios. One particularly has the SSL 9000J, which is Whitney Houston's old recording console from her house from the Bobby Brown days. And then you have Studio B with a TOF, which is straight analog 2432 channel. And then you have Studio C, which is Avid controller. It's big. It's like a huge 38, 48 channel space station MIDI controller plugged into a Mac. And then in the hallway, you have bedroom studio setups where it's just a MIDI keyboard, a soundproof closet, and speakers. But like tuition was easy. Like it's affordable. Like when I got the numbers to go there, I was like, let's go. I make enough money. Let's go. It was worth it paying out of pocket with FAFSA. I'm great. I'm happy that I graduated from there. I'm happy that I'm still enrolled there. I feel like the old guy that don't want to leave. You know what I'm saying? I got this entertainment business program I need to finish, and then I got a semester left in the bachelor's program.
Hey man, I gotta say that's pretty good, man. And don't feel like the old guy that doesn't want to leave, man. Because at the end of the day, man, it's dope that you actually enjoy school, man. Especially when you're a music artist yourself, man. It's like obviously you don't want to leave, man, because you're learning so much stuff, but you get to do what you love every single day. But hey, there also is other courses you can always enroll in. So at the end of the day, they might never get rid of you.
Right. Like this entertainment business, I just made A in management touring. My instructor's Anthony Quarter from the legendary band Tora Tora. They were the first music video to be on the Headbangers Ball. So it was just amazing. Like the interview, he was all starstruck too. So like I fully understand. But I learned from him this last semester, and it was great.
And I remember last night at the award show, man, you were actually speaking about how you actually you got an A recently for actually like helping to build stages and whatnot. Was that the A you just mentioned?
Yeah. That was I actually build stages for a living. I'm a independent contractor as a stagehand. So if I'm not working as a stagehand, I'm working in the studio. I'm done with fast food, so this is what I do for a living.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. I think everybody is done with fast food, man. I tried working that a while back and it didn't work out, man.
Hey,
flipping burgers sucks.
Congratulations on your new job too. That's a dream too.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Hopefully, at the end of the day, man, hopefully some of my coworkers don't get a little upset because they don't know it yet, but I know a crap ton about video games, so they're definitely in for a treat. I'm going to teach them something.
Right.
But also, man, since we're doing an interview, I got to bring up another interview that you did, man. Recently, you actually got interviewed by a popular magazine outlet titled Platinum Gens, man. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this particular article, and of course, how can our listeners actually snag themselves a copy of this phenomenal magazine?
It's I have right now. It's pinned on my Facebook. I haven't really broadcast it out there yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to get, because it's on their website. So to cross reference it, I gotta have permission and everything. So, but to actually capture the link, I'm gonna put the link in my tree link, which is basically usually in my bio in every social media platform, and it's what's gonna be on my business card when it gets scanned. Yeah. So it'll be there. But as far as right now, it's on my Facebook page.
And
And
also, oh, my apologies, bro. Go for it, bro. My
you're
apologies.
good. You're good. I was amazed by the article. I honestly didn't even remember I did that article. So it was great.
Hey, man, some of the magazine outlets, man, they can definitely polish something up, and make it look so damn good. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Way to go, bud. Brandon was way here.
All right, guys, we just had a. I don't know what happened. My browser just refreshed. It looks like we're still live, so that is good.
Oh,
Nothing changed, so perfect. Okay, so back to what I was saying before my internet decided to give me a nice confuculation. I mean, I was saying, like, when I read that article, man, I actually got relatively a little bit jealous, man. Because some of them are the magazines, man. They really polish it up and make it look so good. And as for a fellow interviewer, it's like, damn, man, like I got to step my game up. You know what I mean? Like, damn.
like I read it like I got told I did a great job, but I read it like me being me. I was like, man, I must have been drunk or pissed off. But it's great being interviewed for the first time in a magazine. That was awesome.
And also, man, on July 5th of 2022, you actually released a phenomenal single titled "In My Way," featuring KYB Smoke. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this single, and of course, what was it like just working alongside KYB in the studio?
That's awesome. That's my boy Frank White from Hoptown, Kentucky. He's another friend of Obsoletes as well. He's uh he's great. Getting working on that track. He had an idea that he's like, hey, I want you on this beat. He came up with the chorus. He had the beat. I was like, hey, I need something to put out right now this year, and I wrote the track, and it all came together. I mixed and mastered it with the help of a homie named Yogo, and we mixed and mastered it, and played with it. I want to remix it and master it to actually get him down here in my studio because we are just emailing back and forth. But it came out great. I love it. I'm proud of that track.
And I gotta say, you guys definitely had some phenomenal chemistry on that particular project, man. So I'm definitely hoping you guys got some more pot of gumbo cooking, man, because I really love to hear what you two can do on a track yet again.
He just released a great music video like a week ago. You can find him underneath KYB Smoke. Kentucky Boy Smoke is what he goes by.
And also,
Yeah,
well, man, as of right now, you are currently working on a brand new album that has some star-studded features, man. I was wondering, from what you are allowed to speak about, can you tell us a bit more about this particular album? And of course, what can our listeners expect from it when it does drop to the general public?
actually, I'm very proud of it because like it's I've showed everybody where I come from and what I'm about, and like I'm about to show the world where I've actually been through, what I've been through, and why I continue to stay positive. Because like I come from a dark past, it's hard to cope, but with the help of these artists, Obsolete, Malfunction 365, DJ Foreign, Chris Calico, Ritz, and Dax, I have something cooking up, and I feel like I'm gonna express myself in ways that people are gonna be able to understand with the help of these guys.
And this fan related question actually came through the feed in the middle of the interview, and I figured it would probably be best to bring it up after this question. I do want to say you don't have to do it, of course, but we actually have a fan question from Danielle Moss. She said, "By any chance, do you have any new songs that you would like to do a sneak peek of, or at least one of your favorite ones, or just give us a taste of your new album?" I do know obviously some things aren't fully done yet, but she's looking for a taste. You know what I mean? But if you can't, of course we're gonna understand. I feel
Okay,
like I'm putting you on the spot, bro.
you are putting me on the spot, and my homie Obsolete is probably gonna like he's
Hey man,
gonna.
like I said, if you don't want to, bro, just say I don't want to
I
get
just love it.
anyone in
I
trouble.
love it. I love it. That's why I'm about to do it.
Well, just remember, if anything happens, I didn't pressure you. I said you don't have to. All right. This isn't TMZ. It's just Outlaw Radio, brother. We're not going to pressure you.
I know, but because you asked, I'm doing it.
Well, looks like Danielle. Looks like you're getting your question answered, and you're going to hear some fresh stuff here.
I'm doing
Well, looks like Danielle. Looks like you're getting your
there.
just get a little taste, just a
Yeah,
little tease. That was a teaser right there, man. I definitely like what I hear, man. That beat's funky, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting my palms sweaty and excited for when that does
yeah.
drop this year.
I was nervous too because I'm like every time I listen to it, I want to jump up out of my seat because I've done 4 shows with Obsolete, and his energy is phenomenal.
And honestly, man, the one thing I got to ask you, because I do know right here we're going back, of course, a little bit, but this is the one thing. We've been friends for 4 years. We've video chatted. We talked about each other's problems. You know what I mean? We've really grown a friendship even outside of the music industry, man. But the one thing I've never asked you that I've always wanted to know was your absolute saying that you're known for is "Get Up, Move Around." That is your
Right.
hashtag. That is your saying. Obviously, that's the name of one of your albums, but where's the origin behind that famous, infamous Smurf G the Boss saying, man? Like, how did you come across that? Like, was it a friend that said, "Hey, yo, Smurf, get up, move around," or was this something that you were just like, "Hey, man, like, get up, move around"? It clicks.
No, no, no. When I was in Michigan, um, it was hard to find a job, and so me struggling to find a job while my outlaw brother Mussolini was working at his job from street fame. He was working his job during the day, so he would wake up, go make a cup of coffee, Smurf, get up, move around, and be productive. Even though I was sitting there like my back hurts, my leg hurts, like I'm having a hard time standing up. I gotta grab my cane just to get out of bed. I was going through some spells back then, and it was hard for me to get up, move around. So that became a motivational slogan from my elders and my OGs. Like still to this day, "Get Up, Move Around" is still heard in street family music. All the OGs say it because it's what inspired me to get this far.
And I gotta say, man, definitely. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know that story. I'm gonna be honest with the listeners. I didn't. I wasn't even expecting that, man. But at the end of the day, man, that's a great saying as well, man.
It's it's got to do with my cerebral palsy. If I deal with mental issues and my cerebral palsy and my scoliosis, if I can deal with agony, pain, and depression, if I can get to move around, be productive every single day, then so can you. That's where it really comes from. And I figured get up, move around, be productive, move forward every day. Like you can't sit in your depression. I watched recently myself go through it because of the holidays and depression. It's not fun, and this right here is motivation. So get it, move around. 2023 is ours. Let's get it.
And also, man, aside from this brand new album that you're currently working on, that we got an amazing, I should say, amazing sneak peek at. What is next for yourself, Smurf G the Boss, man? Is there like anything we missed during this interview? Anything else you do still want to talk about or promote? We still got you here on the very last interview of
I mean,
97.7 FM.
as far as being a Southern hip hop artist of the year and being a part of this radio show, I am living the dream. I am from Eagle Grove, Iowa. I moved to Kansas, Michigan, to Tennessee. I've seen some things. I've done some things. I feel like I live like a rock star. I'm living a dream now, and like it's not easy. It's hard. Like I got gray hair from this. Like I've lost a lot of friends. That's why I was speechless when I got the award. Like I thought all the friends I've lost, and all the funerals I had to go through, and it was just. I'm glad I made it this far. I'm glad that my parents are even proud of me.
And also, man, before we actually part ways, man, I gotta say first and foremost, man, what are your social media handles, man? Because just because it's the last interview of Outlaw Radio doesn't mean this interview is not going to circulate for years to come.
Oh yeah,
How can
oh yeah.
individuals find you?
Smurf G the Boss, SMURF GDABOSS, which means short, mean, underground rapper forever. Growth and development always, brother is the same struggle. I'm on all platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Smurf G the Boss. You see my face. Um, it's all on there. Like I'm proud I've come this far. And to be honest, I don't think I would have made it without a little bit of help from Outlaw Radio.
And I gotta say, man, I'm glad I can help artists like yourself. It showed me that these past couple years I did my job and I did it well, just to be able to put amazing, talented individuals like yourself on a pedestal and help push and guide your guys' careers. That was the whole sole intent of what I did, was to give back to deserving artists that deserves the recognition that they weren't currently getting, man. So just by you saying that shows me that these 3 years weren't for nothing, man. So I appreciate the love, bro.
Oh man, I'm proud. I'm proud of you for even the new radio show, bro. And I bet you there's a lot of people jealous about them tickets you got.
Honestly, man, at the end of the day, $1,256 for freaking Blink 182 tickets, bro. Like,
VIP
I'm
ticket.
still financially recovering from that shit. All
I
right.
know, but hey man, you're living the dream, and I'm proud of you.
Hey, man, and like I said, I appreciate you for the love of the new radio station too, man. I don't really want to I don't really want to brag too much, but I just booked the bass player of Sum 41.
Hell yeah, that seems
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah,
Hell
man. It's already set in stone. I can talk about it. I gotta wait for him to approve the flyer. But I'm telling you, bro, I got that shiver right down my spine the moment I said that. It's like, ooh, god damn.
yeah, awesome, dude. That's awesome.
But I gotta say, first and foremost, Smurf, obviously, man, we're gonna continue being friends. We're still gonna talk and whatnot, man. But
Oh
for
yeah,
now, as for the interview, man, I just gotta give you some flowers, man, and say from the very beginning of Outlaw Radio, man, you were nothing but supportive. You showed love when I mean the beginning, I mean the day one, folks. You know what I mean?
this is
I,
how we started, y'all. A cell phone, and a pair of headphones.
That is honestly how I did my very first Outlaw Radio FM. Well, actually, no, I can't even say FM. Outlaw Radio. That's it. Just Outlaw Radio interview at that time. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Just how Smurf was talking about how that song that I brought up, how he said, "Man, I can't even listen to that. I can't even listen to my beginning interviews, just because I sounded. I can't even describe how I sounded, but I sounded like shit. Everyone loved it, but I was like, no, no, I sound like whiter than vanilla ice. No, no. Like, but everybody loved it. I don't know why, but it really took me a while to really find my way within the radio industry.
Hey, it takes guts to do this, bro. Like I see people get starstruck standing in the microphone right here that can't even pronounce the words.
Yeah,
It,
it definitely is hard sometimes, man. Being able to have a video interview like this, and you're like, you
yeah,
can't do
that's
that.
how I
You
was
you you
last night.
can't be like, you just got to be like, you know what? Brandon Brown's a fan. DJ Immortal is an interviewer. You got to take Brandon Brown and kick his ass out the door and be like, no, 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 motherfucker, come back in an hour. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Come
yeah.
back in an hour, bro.
All right, Adam, get out the door. Smurgy the boss, come in. We got work.
Pretty much, man. That's what you got to do. You got to just got to bury the fan inside and just hopefully he doesn't come out and go, hello.
Yeah, I already got malfunction 365 asking when the interview's over so he can come over and record.
Hey, man, most definitely. So I won't take away from the recording, bro. But I got to say, Smurf, thank you so much again for all the support, bro. You were the first to walk into Outlaw Radio, and you're the last, man. So definitely, man. We'll definitely talk soon, bro. But for now, thank you so much, Smurf, for being the first and the last, and of course, one of the biggest, not one, the biggest Outlaw Radio FM supporter, bro. For real, man. I appreciate you.
Love it, bro.
Love you too, brother. We'll talk soon.
Later.
All right, guys, before I end this broadcast, I got to say, technically the interview's over, but I got to say a few words, guys, because this is the last interview for Outlaw Radio. This isn't a joke. This isn't me teasing you. There's no big announcement for Outlaw Radio FM. This is it. This is the last day at 11:59 p.m. The radio station is going off the air. Outlaw Radio FM is going to be archived. I do want to say a lot of people have been asking me, have you sold Outlaw Radio? Do you own the interviews? Are you selling? No, I didn't sell shit. Nor will I ever sell this radio station. I absolutely love it. It's still going to be my baby no matter what. But there comes a time in a person's career they have to move on and venture into other aspects of the music industry. I feel like I personally have done almost everything I possibly could when it comes to Outlaw Radio FM. I've interviewed pretty much every single individual I could. It got to the point that I was interviewing the same people over again, and I was starting to lose a little bit of passion for the interviews. And I didn't want to keep doing interviews if I didn't have the passion for it, because then my content isn't going to have the heart like every other broadcast did. And then after a while, it's going to turn into a very shitty interview for everybody. And that's not fair to the artists. It's not fair to you, the listener, and it's not fair to myself either. So I feel like I want to end things on a high note and just say, for the past 3.5, almost 4 years, guys, you guys have been such an amazing audience. I had so many amazing radio stations airing on my station, from Radio Supa to DJ G Wiz to DJ Butter. I'm probably missing a few people. You know what I mean? I don't mean to. It's just I'm just in the heat of the moment right now because I'm live and I don't want to take up too much time. But I just got to say thank you to everybody that just gave their honest support to my radio station. I'm not leaving the music industry. I'm not leaving radio. As we mentioned a little bit during the interview, I didn't really want to talk much about it. I have launched another radio station just to test my foot in the water, and it seems to be going great. You guys can choose to support me on that radio station. You definitely can. If not, I completely understand. At the end of the day, people like certain kinds of music. They don't like dipping their toe into other genres, and I get that, and I respect that. But for now, as for Outlaw Radio FM, we might be back in the future. Who knows? You never know. I own it, so I might also bring it back. But for now, thank you guys for all your support, and thank you for just being a part of my legacy, helping me make history within the radio industry. I love you guys, and I never thought I'd be saying this soon, but thank you all, and wish you all the best. Outlaw Radio is going to sleep. I thank